All right. Hello, hello. We'll get started very shortly. We got video, we've got audio, we got everything we need. Gonna go grab a water real quick. Please grab snacks, beverages. We're just gonna be chilling out while I catch up with the tutorial series. Figured I'd do so on the live stream because I'm not dead. Yes, I'm not dead. So good stuff. All right. Let's get that chat pulled up. Let's get everything all set and ready to go. Hey, what's up? What's up, what's up, what's up? Long time no see. We're picking up again now that we've sort of are through those hardcore IMU implementations. And they also have been migrated over to the lunar modules, so we're looking really good in the old spacecraft department, not gonna lie. Things are coming along very nicely. What's up currently is that you're streaming. Yeah, I guess. Fair enough. Touche, touche. All right, let's get our checklist queued up before we start the old mission clock. Get just a few more minutes for people to join in. How's it looking on the outside? Oh, it's looking like we cannot move the camera whilst in pause from the outside. Makes sense. Kind of. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain. Yes, yes, yes. Hold on. I think it should be good now. But let's have a look. What's our bit rate? $6,000? No, everything looks pretty good. Did it cut out or anything? It said that they weren't receiving enough video, and what I think it was I was just on the same screen for a long time. So I bet if I just give it a few more motions here, like this, a little bit of external, I bet that error is gonna go away because it'll start smoothing everything out. Oh, we could see the old fire escape rope. That's pretty cool. Alright. Buffered real bad. Oh, Jesus. Okay, hold on. See, I don't have any dropped frames, so I don't think it's me. I'm not gonna lie, I think that's all you. I've got 0 dropped frames. I'm in the green. It hasn't been buffering on my monitor, so I think we're good there. All right, I think we're ready to get this show on the road. The rest of the people, they'll just have to miss the launch, I guess. That's what it's gonna be. All right, here we go. Let's start getting everything set up.
Okay, all flight controllers coming up on auto sequence. Booster, how do you? Where go flight? Econ? Go flight. Reentry? Go flight. Southbound? Go flight. Control? Go. Network? You got it all? Got it all? Everything up? That's affirmative flight. Okay. Tony, loud and clear.
Oh, sounds good. Start program 2 very shortly. There she is, program 2. All right, A, B, A, B, B, A, B, A, B, B, A. And bring us down to 15 minutes. Battery C, verify greater than 37 volts. Looks greater than 40. That's right, these two batteries, Bat A and the Pyrobats, rather, and the main batteries had, or the Pyrobats and Bat C had managed to get flipped around somehow. That's fine. Back to main able. Rate 5.5. Or scale 5.5. Rate high. Trans control power on. Direct main A, main B. CMC mode free. BMAGs to rate 1. Astra launch operations comm check. Of course, they read us 5 by because there is no mission control. Alright, looks good. Monitoring angle of attack. EDS auto. Auto. RCS command off. DVC servos. AC1 main A, AC2 main B. Alright, taking us down to 10 minutes. Fuel cell react valves to latch. Secondary coolant pump is off. And we take us down to 4 minutes now. Oh man, look at that butte. I will say that NASP has upgraded their aesthetics of their rocket too. The second stage is looking a lot more bumpy now. And not in a bad way either. Like, it's got a lot more, like, waves on it, for very engineering reasons that, quite frankly, I'm not going to get into because I don't know enough about what the reason was they did that. I know several reasons for several things in that stage. Don't know which of them had meant that they should put a sort of corrugated design on stage 2, but yeah, taking a look at all these crazy wires and stuff, it looks really good. Wonder how they attach all this stuff. That's what I'm wondering. Look at that, we got some pond over here. That's another thrust deflector, some kind of pond full of probably deluge water. If I had to make a guess. All right. Let's take us down.
Alright, CMP on panel 2, just you verify program 2. Program 2. Alright, CMP on panel 2, just insert verb 75 and do not enter.
Verb 75.
Verb 75, standing by.
Tape recorder is forward, taking us down to 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Bypassing radiators. Coming down to 1 minute 15 seconds. Hello, hello. Main bats on. And pad comms off. We're going to do a slightly early GDC align.
And CDR GDC align.
Yeah. Wonder if that GDC issue... the GDC issue did get fixed. Oh, man, that's crazy. It did get fixed. Oh, that's awesome. We can align the GDCs exactly as they did in real life. That is great. All right, standing by.
T-minus 15
Guidance
seconds.
release.
Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Roger, we got a roll program.
Tower cleared.
Roger, roll. Complete and emission program. Stand by for 1 Bravo. Mark, 1 Bravo. 1 Bravo. You're good at 1 minute.
Alright, velocity 2,500 feet per second, altitude 7 miles high. Coming up in about 10 seconds for Mode 1 Charlie.
Stand by for Mode 1 Charlie. Stand by for Mode 1 Charlie. Mark, Mode 1 Charlie. Station booster, go. Line up, go. Guide, go. Set for staging, Captain. This is Houston, you are go for staging.
Inboard.
We confirm inboard, got it. Confirm inboard, roger.
Will I be in VC tonight? Maybe. I'll think about it. But I got work to do. I got a channel to maintain. So, it's been a while since I posted. And ignition.
Cut off, ignition. Roger.
Gotta keep that subscriber count going up.
Go all engines. That's good, Captain. Houston, thrust is go all engines, you're looking good.
I've only got 50 more subscribers until my channel is monetized. So, yeah. I got work to do. So, we'll see if I'm in VC tonight. There's a lot to catch up on because I've been helping Petrie bug test his new IMU. Tower's gone. Mode 2 and evaporator is online. Just gonna verify I didn't miss anything here. PC, rate command, auto, and we're good. Guidance is already converged. Excuse me, guidance has initiated. We are now converging guidance now. There we go. Guidance has converged, and we're on terminal guidance for that stage 2.
You are go at 4 minutes.
Thank you very much. That means a lot. Seriously, that seriously means a lot. You know, I just try to make everything really approachable. And I am going to start a series where I get into the nitty-gritty first. However, I swear to God, I promised this, the Voyages series, and that has got to happen. I got to write the script. I've been putting it off because I'm like, more tutorials. Everyone loves the tutorials, but that trailer has been up for like a month and a half. I got to work on that at some point, so... I got big plans for the NASP stuff. Not entirely sure how I'm gonna do the reentry stuff. The first flight, I know that I can't use reentry because reentry flies the Mark II Mercury capsule, and I will be having to fly the Mark I Mercury capsule to keep things historically accurate. So I will be doing Go for Launch Mercury as the very first episode. And from henceforth on, we'll be in the Mercury Mark II in reentry. And the biggest debate I've been having is with Mercury and with Gemini. I'm obviously going to at least fly Alan Shepard and John Glenn's flight. For Mercury. The question is, do I do all 4? And same with Gemini. Am I trying to do all 12? I mean, at some point, there's really no point. It's just repetition. There's limited features you can do in Reentry's Gemini as opposed to something like NASP, where I could replicate every mission to a T. So the question then becomes, do I just want to do like...
S4B to COI capability. Okay. Mark, S4B to COI capability.
The question then becomes, do I want to just do like the test flight, the EVA, and the rendezvous? Or do I want to do like the campaign a little bit, where I do like a test flight, the EVA, the rendezvous with Gemini, the rendezvous with the Gina, but at the Alligator fairings fail to separate, and then the rendezvous with the docking, and obviously the failure. So that's like, woo, it's up in the air. It's up in the air about that, so yeah. Monetization for ads is at $1,000. However, pay for membership and things like that are for... or 1,000 subscribers, yeah. Pay for memberships and things like that are for 500. I have not even considered what I'm going to do for memberships. If anything, maybe early postings, maybe my own Discord, but if I were to do Discord, it would be in 18+ Discord, just because I don't want to mod a Discord server with a ton of children in it. That is, you know, like, I don't get paid enough to deal with that shit. So, there would be some sort of ID verification then at that point. I don't want to charge people for private flight lessons. Because, you know, that's just not my mojo. Education should be fairly free. PU shift, propellant utilization shift.
We got PU shift down here too.
So, I don't know. There's like things I'm thinking about. Maybe, like, I don't want to charge people for private flights, but if at some point, like, it gets so crazy, like, everyone's like, I want to learn how to fly, then that is something that I unfortunately will have to do, just to limit the amount of people wanting to get private training. But I doubt that's going to be an issue with the quality of the tutorials I'm putting out, so...
11, this is Houston, you are
For the foreseeable future...
Stand by for mode 4 capability. Mark, mode 4 capability.
For the foreseeable future, I can't see ever charging people for, you know, teaching them how to fly in private.
Ignition confirmed, thrusters go.
But I'll have to ask around, see what other people came up with. Yeah, I don't know, honestly, what I'm gonna do, but I want to do something. Like, I would like to get some sort of monetization out of these videos, at least donation wise. But we're talking several months, maybe even a year into the future, just because this is a really, really niche community. I'm actually impressed that I even got anywhere remotely near a monetizable amount of subscribers. So I'm not expecting to ever reach it, but if we do, I'll plan something. May talk to N9 about what he does. Well, I know a little bit about what he does, but may talk a little more in depth or something. I don't think I'm ever gonna run like a Minecraft server as like a little side thing. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe early access to the Voyages series, but it depends on how well that's received. It could be terrible. People could just be like, I hate this, just stick to teaching, which is fine then at that point. But I don't know. Plans. There are plans in the works, so. Coming up on cutoff in about a minute. Velocity 24,000 feet per second, altitude 104 nautical miles high. Yeah, and membership will be ridiculously cheap too. Literally probably like $1 or $2 a month. I don't, it's, you know, it would be ridiculously cheap. Just a little bit of extra money thrown my way as a thank you, and I'm not asking for much, so. I don't know, some of these people be charging like $10 a month. I'm like, that is a goddamn subscription to Netflix, Hulu, freaking music. I'm like, I don't offer a competitive service to those, and I don't think really anyone else who streams does, so I'm not gonna charge those ridiculous prices. That is just that's ridiculous. So not gonna charge all that. But we'll think of something. All right, we are inserted. Key release, proceed, verb 37, enter, 00, enter. That was 66 before 45, verb 66, verb 45. Excuse me, verb 45, verb 48, verb 24, enter, plus 31102, enter, plus 01111, enter, proceed, verb 21, enter, plus 60215, enter, proceed, verb 46, enter. All right. Status check. Gimbal motor is off. Battery is off. Thrust switch is off. Direct switch is off. CM, RCS, logic, ELS off and manual. Entry landing system circuit breakers open. Sex pyro arm and logic, as well as these two circuit breakers. Auto RCS 16 off. EDS power off. Did we not get TVCs? I feel like TVCs are supposed to be off. TVCs off, yep. Uplink telemetry IU as required is not required. Fuel cell react valves to normal. PCM bitrate low. Caution and warning to... Let's flip it to acknowledge and let's just... Hold on. This should work. How it should work is... Ah, yes. Acknowledge doesn't work at all. Alright, good to know. Touche. Right. Optics power on. Zero switch. Here, let's stow the seats real quick. There is no optics dust cover jettison, so we'll just set it to 0 and high. We should be facing the correct direction. That we are. ECS config. All right, glycol to radiator secondary to normal. Go ahead and monitor that for 30 seconds. 10, 20, 30, looks good. Back to bypass. Post-landing vent circuit breaker open. Cabin relief to normal. I wish everything didn't literally have the same sound, to be honest. All switches, all of this stuff has the same sound. I'm like, damn, I'm used to NASP. that immersive cabin atmosphere. Except the cabin fans make your ears bleed. How's our primary accumulator? Less than 50%, so we do run the risk of a small void breaking our pumps. We're just going to turn that on for like 2.5 seconds, turn it off. Oh, a little bit less than 50 still. In reentry, that thing goes very fast, so gotta pulse it like that. Alright, radiator flow control normal. Primary glycol to radiators open. Heater on. We'll start our temp in. Potable water heater on. Drinking supply should be open. ECS radiators talkback is gray. Waste dump circuit breakers close. And repress package fill. We're going to let that be for a little bit. While that's happening, let's do systems check. CUS check. SMRCS. Helium is not implemented, but the quantities are good. CMRCS is good. Again, fuel cells, DC plant. We should not actually be getting volts and amps on all of these readouts, since fuel cells only have volts, or sorry, fuel cells only give amps, main buses only give volts, batteries only give volts, pyrobat only gives volts, DC charger actually gives amps and volts. So I think it's only the fuel cells that give you the amps and the DC charger. Yep, and oh yes, AC looks good. Let's just check the SPS real quick. Alright, quantity is looking good. Helium's good. Nitrogen is good. Come down here. We can react. Very good. Funnel light closed. Cabin atmosphere. Direct O2 valve is closed. Emergency cabin pressure, select both. Suit circuit return. Pull. And then we will unplug circuit breaker main A from transducer pressure group 2. We will close the waste stowage, which is already closed. Battery vent is also closed. Let's just double check our battery manifold real quick. For alpha, yes, that definitely needs some venting. Very good. Okay. Sequential events control system. So we will get the logic and the circuit breakers closed. And that's it. One thing that they forgot to add, they do it before docking. However, it's actually done in Earth orbit. We need to extend the docking probe. That's an important step, actually. And back to retract and close that guard. There we go. Ready for TLI. Trans-lunar inject switches on inject. EDS power on. EMS delta V test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 1, 5, 8, 6.8. Oh my god, this is much, much more annoying than how it is in NASP, to be honest. There we go. And there we go. All right. GDC is aligned. Verb 48, we already did that. Ordeal set Earth. Yeah, we kind of got this 90 degrees out of whack roll angle for some reason, but other than that, we're good, so that's the least of my concerns. Pyro's armed. Direct switches on. Cycle cryo fans. Direct OLED should already be closed. Very good. Cycling cryo fans. All right, and it's going to take us about a minute to get our burn plan, so we'll go ahead and just do that real quick. Angle of departure, we're going to have set to 17. There we go. Atmospheric entry course with the Earth on the free return journey. To avoid, please raise. Okay. Fine. We gotta go the other direction. 59.9 looks good enough to me. Let's take that. 11 minutes. That's perfectly fine. Let's get those cryo fans off. Yep. 35 minutes, 37 seconds. That looks about right. Proceed. 10435.3. Looks good. Proceed. Oxidizer and fuel are actually the same, so that's fine. FTA I1 is orbit rate. Block and block. Okay. Going to the moon. Going to the moon. Interestingly enough, I don't see anywhere where they want us to put in the EMS function delta V setup. Here we go. Delta V set. That was 10,435. There we go. That's all she wrote for that pad. Get that out of there. Look at that. We're 48 minutes in, already going to the moon. We're speed running. All right, look at that. Stream is healthy. Excellent connection. Everything looks good. Just double checking that my monitor is still connected to the chat. It likes to disconnect sometimes. All right. Well, while we are coming up on TLI here, once that burn starts, I'll go use the restroom. We're waiting on 58:20 mark. We can go ahead and give ourselves just a little bit of time skip. Not too much, not too much. $58.20. Here we go. EMS norm. Aligning to TLI pitch. Stand by for the old ignition. All right, T-minus 40 seconds here to ignition the burn to go to the moon. I'll catch you all on the flip side after this burn. Feel free to grab yourself a drink. Whatever you need, ignition in 22 seconds. See you all after the burn. Real quick before I go, do you all prefer the inside or the outside view? I know it's dark, so it's not much to see on the outside, but you know, some people like it. They like to look at the cities and the engine bell. It's quite a long burn, about a 6-minute burn, so just thought I'd ask. Also, thank you, Italian Polly, for the subscribe. All right, about another 4,400 feet per second to add to this burn. We are currently at 31,800 feet per second. And let me get that calculator for those who don't know what that is in metric for those metric people. Let's take a look. Bust out the calculator, so it's gonna be 0.3048 times, what are we at, 34,000 feet per second right now. That gives us about 10,363.2 meters per second. That's 10 kilometers per second. Alright, here we come. Shutdown. Final velocity, 35,767 feet per second. So 0.3048. That gives us 35,767. That gives us 10,901.7816 meters per second. So that is about 11 kilometers per second. All right. TVC servo off. PCM bitrate is already low. Standby and off. Sequential events control system arm off. FTAI back to inertial. Proceed. Verb 37, enter, 00, enter. Can close the high gain antenna circuit breakers, flight bus, and telecom group 2. All right. Mount the coas. Going to the moon. Oh, yep, there's the old Aurora Australis over there. That's looking amazing. All right. Let's give ourselves a little test. Make sure that I'm still connected on the old monitor here. See, look at that. See what I mean? See what I mean? It does it. There we go. Reconnect. Sorry if I missed any chat at that time. Even looks like I may be disconnected here too. Interesting. Alright, let's try that again. I don't know why it always loves to disconnect. There, it's in right away. Less than a second of delay. That's great. Good stuff. Okay. Just take our final view of the Aurora Australis as we pass by. Man, I wish Rebel could see this. If he was here right now, oh, he'd be absolutely losing. He'd be like, I'm re-inspired to fly to the moon or something like that. I don't know what he would say. He'd gawk at the graphics. Yeah. All right. And we're waddling away in a hopefully good path to the moon. Can never be too sure. Not gonna lie, I do not trust the TLI burn planner sometimes. This is one of those instances where I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Where are we at? An hour? All right, we still gotta. There we go. S4B is making its maneuver to that undocking attitude. That's great. That's finally implemented. I do really appreciate that. Except that the undocking attitude is supposed to be making the S4B point towards the Earth. So let's just go back to real time and see if she'll stabilize herself out. It is supposed to, rather, the engine bell sort of kind of a little bit towards the Earth. The reason is because we want to use that Earth as a reference for when we're doing our pitch round. If we're pitching and we start seeing the Earth, we know, hey, we're almost going to see the S4B in the view. So we really do appreciate, really would appreciate if we could have that as a reference, but it looks like potentially not. Let's see where it settles. Right here. Okay. Not the best, but we'll just have to make do with this. We will continue trucking along. And we did have about an hour early TLI, so we will do probably undocking right about now. We'll let the S4B stabilize. All right, GDC and IMU are in agreement. COAS power on. EVA and Spotlight. All right, CSM separation prep. Docking probe is extended. SMRCS, all this stuff. Just verify it's set properly. Delta V set. Minus 100. All right, scale 5-1. Manual attitude to rate command. Limit cycle off, attitude deadband minimum, rate low, trans control power on. Normal and direct coils on. We'll go rate 2 on the body mounted attitude gyros. Spacecraft control will go CMC. Hello. Now she's doing a jig. All right, let's see where that puts us. I worry about this one. Let's see where she puts us, though. We can see that we have time skip propagation for our rates. The only thing is that the computer will not recalculate whilst time skipping, so you do need to sort of just, you know, truck along like that, sort of tap it a little bit. Suspiciously close here to that that inner gimbal here is suspiciously close. Do we have Earth as a reference now? No, it's actually just sort of the same attitude we had before, but upside down. Well, oh well. We'll deal. RCS logic. Open, open. There she goes. TVC servo 1. DET 5930. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One, two, three. Fuel cell react valves latch. Give us a verb 62. Okay, CSM separation. We are not going to do the auto maneuver stuff since I don't think that this math is correct right now. Sequential events, logic arm closed, logic is on, RCS command on, our pyro's armed. Not yet. Okay, pyro's armed now. GDC and IMU are in agreement. Delta V, EMS mode, normal. Hello, what about our auto RCS? There we go. Totally just glanced over that. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. All right. We're go. Here we go. Start the clock. Okay, secondary RCS propellant closed because it could have been shocked open. Fuel cell react valves normal. And let's queue up transposition. We will slow down now. Pitching up. That's in CMC auto, that's why. There we go. Go SCS. There we go. That's better. And start the old pitch around. And for those of you who are wondering, this is actually a slow pitch around. It's actually supposed to be 2 degrees per second of pitch. We've actually halved that at 1 degree per second. So if you're wondering if this is like, wow, this is really fast. Yeah. It was actually twice as fast in real life. So we've got the booster in sight now. And I do think that the spotlight is a bit overkill here. Let's give ourselves a rotation. And then we'll be go for docking. All right, rotation's in. Okay. I see that those B mags are still not great, so we'll just go CMC hold. Alignment looks really good. As best as we can see it, there is an issue with this docking indicator in reentry, and that is that the white bit does not stick out away far enough from the red bit, so it is extremely difficult to tell your error in the actual position. Obviously, attitude is really easy. You just line up the T. But if your position is off, the white will not be in line with the red. And in reentry, this white indication doesn't stick out quite far enough for that effect to really take place like it would in real life. And for those of you who have seen NASP, you'll probably know exactly what I'm talking about then. But that doesn't make it impossible to dock in reentry. In fact, docking is still one of those easier things to do, at least the transposition and docking. Free floating docking is a little bit more difficult when you've got to do, you know, the lunar orbit rendezvous. Docking then can be a bit of a pain, but in terms of the S4B, the combined weight of the S4B and the LEM is so ridiculously heavy that for all intents and purposes, the attitude is completely stationary relative to you. The S4B really does a really nice job at making this quite an easy task. So, and that's not just like a reentry thing. You know, obviously, congrats to reentry for making it, you know, pretty easy, but that's also just a real life thing. Like, the S4B is just, it was incredibly stable. A little bit of roll here. Square ourselves up. A little bit more. That's looking pretty good. A little bit more. There we go. Liking the way that looks now. TLC to LOI and after. Well, hopefully my series will help with that. This stream is just getting caught up with everything since I was helping Petrie work out those IMU issues, which I'm super happy to show off for those who weren't in the show off stream. But yeah, because of that, huge update came out, so I don't trust the stability of my save states then. I'm sure you know how it is. Alright, that looks like a pretty good closing rate here. Should get docking in just a moment. Contact. Also that, that skew. Oh, that drives me nuts. That's gotta get fixed. Yeah, we're good. And we'll go CMC free, dampen out those vibrations. I did not do the high gain antenna stuff just because I wanted to focus on the flying. All right. Go for hard dock. Unfortunately, it's not going to look like it pulls us closer to the LEM, like it would in NASP, but that's okay. Like descent orbit insertion, SAP, PDI, ascent, docking, trans-earth injection, and return. Yeah, hopefully I'll get to cover that. It's going to be a little bit, obviously, since I've got to, you know, catch up with the series, make a save, and then do all of that, but I'll be pushing out tutorials for all of that at some point, so it's gonna be good. All right, docking probe stuff is off. Pyro arm off, logic off, EDS power off, EDS circuit breakers open. Docking probe 2 open. PCM bitrate is already low. Rate high, attitude deadband max. Go as power off. RCS logic's already open. TVC servo 1 off. EMS standby and off. BMEGs are on rate 2. LEM power off. Tunnel lights on. And let's bring down the pressure. Well, rather bring it up. Bring down the differential pressure. Yeah, the high gain antenna, not really useful in reentry. It's more of a NASP kind of thing, but I do have a tutorial, at least I think I have a tutorial up on how to use the high gain antenna. And if I don't, I'm definitely going to go back and add a tutorial about how to use the high gain antenna. It's not really important in NASP either, but if you want to simulate the TV broadcast, you're going to need the high gain. You're also in the Discord. Yeah, I'm also in the Discord, so I can join VC sometime. Not under the same name. My Discord name is posted in the credits of the last patch. Named after a flower. Actually, just I like this particular flower, and it's a good song from a band, so I chose that as my name. Yeah, this should drive to 0 since it's the differential pressure. I don't know why that sticks on 1, but it does. Open hatch. There she goes. We would install the tunnel or install the thing for LEM power and all that jazz. Yeah, they actually don't tell you ever to enable LEM power, so I'm just going to do it now. We'll close these 2 circuit breakers. They're already closed. Get LEM power to CSM. We could turn the tunnel lights off. Now that we've verified everything, button up the hatch. Oops, didn't mean to do that. And turn that off. Cover that. All right. Now we'll go for undock. Or sorry, separate extraction. That's what it is. Center of gravity is LEM CSM. Delta V set plus 100. And we'll set our DAP load. To 21101. 01111. Verb 60. Verb 63, apparently. I think that's supposed to be 62. I don't even think the different display modes are implemented, but I think it's supposed to be 62. GDC and IMU alignment is good. Event timer stop reset. ARM circuit breakers already closed. Logic on. Pyro arm on. DVC servo AC1 MNA. EMS norm. And here we go. Separation. Thrust aft for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Pyro arm off. Logic off. And we can actually pull these circuit breakers now. Launch vehicle display to GPA. How far am I going to go tonight? I'm going to go to where I was previously in this series. So that's going to be at the day 2 mark. Tape recorder off. Bitrate low. Everything looks good. DVC off. Right. There she goes. Once we're clear of the S4B, we're going to do our sort of makeshift evasive maneuver. So we'll give ourselves a little bit of time skip. And then for this evasive maneuver, we are just going to We're just going to evade gimbal lock here, and we'll just do a small pitch down. Totally unplanned, completely unplanned, but I would just like to separate from the S4B, just because that's what they would have done in real life. So we will get ourselves just a little bit of a, like almost a 90 degrees pitch out of whack with the S4B. Looks good. And we will thrust aft. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And that's all she wrote. Now that we've separated on everything, we can just go ahead and double check everything that it looks good. And we can begin to start getting stuff on a charge. We'll start with battery A. And tomorrow we'll do battery B. Actually, battery B is the one that has the lower charge. We'll do battery B now, then. Oh, hey, that's actually interesting. Yep, oh, I'm gonna have to definitely correct that. So, the opposite batteries. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, 1 second. I'm sorry, but that's kind of just a little bit of a face palm right there. In case you didn't catch it, literally the opposite circuit breakers are going to the opposite batteries. So battery B circuit breaker is going to battery A, and battery A circuit breaker is going to battery B. So I'm just going to go to Reentry's Discord real quick. Bugs, new post. Title, battery relay bus errors. Circuit breaker, battery relay, battery relay bus, bat A and bat B are actually flipped around. Additionally, charging while batteries are connected to the battery relay bus should be possible. However, the checklist advises not to. but if it was interlocked out in the same way that it is for the main bus ties, then Apollo 13 would not be able to charge batteries from the lunar module. Let's actually test that. We are charging battery A right now. Let's put battery A on the main. Very good. So that works, but whenever we put battery A, open battery A relay circuit breaker, well, maybe it's not that they're flipped around. Maybe it is not that they are flipped around or prevent charging, because the behavior on main bus ties is correct. But take a look at what happens when I open bat A and charge bat A. And we'll just take a screenshot, paste that in there. This is Apollo. Windows. Post. Screenshot again. When I open battery B, I get the correct behavior, except it's for bat A. Oh, that's kind of funny. All right, let's resume our waste stowage venting. That looks good. Everything looks pretty good coming in. We can actually, maybe in about 10 or so hours, turn off the evaporator. Actually, no, we can't, because, believe it or not, oh no, we can. It was the radiators that were tied to the evaporator, not the other way around. So the evaporator looks like it's not even implemented, so we'll just leave it on, quite frankly. Okay. All right, I'm just having to scroll through, making sure I'm not missing anything. Fuel cell purging is implemented, but not really. Yeah, implemented, but not really, so we're not going to touch that. Additionally, flipping that H2 purge on while the H2 purge line heater is off should engage an interlock that prevents the H2 from actually purging that cell. So I'll need to make a bug report for that too. Alright, honestly, I think we're just go to do PTC. And that would be it. So let's do it. PTC, PTC. Request PTC refs mat. Ah, yes. Always forget that one. There we go. It's in. Verb 37, enter. 52, enter. Verb 22, enter. 1, enter. It drives me nuts that everything has a plus in front of it, but I know why that is. It just makes me crazy still. Oops. Go free, please. Let's just go ahead and verify that that was right. Yep, good. Good stuff. All right, and we'll make a maneuver. To 090. Oh yeah, check this out. If we hit Pro while on CMC free, we do not get the 0618. We must go to CMC auto. Additionally, check this out. If we deflect our controller back to hold, if we go to hold, it doesn't take us back to that auto attitude. Oh my gosh, things are looking great. And it'll even go to the right attitude as a little bit of a bonus. The correct attitude will be gone too. Look at that. And if we get ourselves a verb 16, noun 20. Woo! 090. Look at that. It works. It really works. Oh, that's good stuff. It's reliable. Here we go. Pitch and yaw. Enable all jets. Oh, sorry. Hold up. We're skipping the excuse me. Disable two adjacent RCS quads. We have so much fuel it doesn't really matter, so we'll just disable Charlie and Delta. Start the timer for 20 minutes. So how's everyone's evening going? Hope you're excited to get back into the swing of my videos, and I'm kind of excited too. $18, $19. Here we go, 20 minutes. And we can disable all quads now. Or enable all quads, that is. Do as I do, not as I say, as they say. They don't say that, but they could. All right. Let's just do a quick and dirty GDC line real quick. Just because I forgot earlier. Pitch and yaw to Excel command. Give ourselves the old verb 79. We are going to start this immediately. That is the correct options. Verify CMC auto. Proceed. And we are in PTC. Off, 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 off. And now it is very much... Oh, we forgot to turn that light off, too. There we go. And now it is very much just a time of... Oh, hey, that rod is actually supposed to stay sticking out. That deploys after the tower jettison. Yeah, this EVA stick with the light. This deploys after the tower jet, right at mode 2, and should stay deployed the entire mission, regardless of that switch position. So, just a little something that's funny, but we're going to go ahead and just get ourselves a time skipping. I've disabled the frickin' CO2 scrubber thing, because that's annoying. And we're just going to go be on our merry way. Yeah, we can see the ball, like, takes a moment to catch up. Don't worry, though. If you stop, the ball is extremely reliable, and it does always catch up to the attitude. So, yeah, that's really good stuff. Petrie worked very hard on this update, and I worked very hard on bug testing all of the stuff, so I hope everyone appreciates those new IMU logistics, because they're really great. Now we just need to get into the the SCS. Oh, that's gotta do a little bit of a rework based on what was happening during docking, but I think the other stuff like the H2 purge line heater thing and the battery relay bus is something that's more doable at the current moment. Give Petrie a little break. Something that's seems easier and is not the end of the world kind of thing. Just little nitpicky stuff to make it like more realistic, but not more challenging, you know? Stuff like that, the little stuff that does make, or that does add to the realism, but doesn't add to the challenge, that should be the stuff that Reentry is gunning for implementing. Like that H2 purge heater and that battery relay bus fix. That's what Reentry should be gunning for at the moment. Just flush everything out. Evaporator is also one of those things that's really not that complicated. So implementing that as well. Like, it doesn't even really need to work necessarily. It could just be implemented in such a way that just the needle readouts are correct when they're in use. You know, like, some of the stuff you can just plain old fake for the effect until you've actually got a system implemented. So, yeah, we'll see if I can't encourage just a little bit more behind the systems that don't necessarily add complexity, but just make the feel a little more realistic. Because the checklist already has all the switches and stuff. You're flipping them all, so why not have the systems actually behave like they're, or at least look like they're behaving like they're supposed to? If you already have to do it in the checklist, then make it look great, you know? That's where I'm coming from. Like, I understand if it's like, this is in development, skip this entire checklist. That's great. That is what I will call a simplified or gamified simulation. But if stuff is told to be interacted with, then it should at least look great. You know? Up to 30 hours. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a swap on the batteries. Interestingly, that Bat A should have been charging. Let's try battery B. Does that charge? I mean, the needle is definitely moving down. It's just taking a dramatically long... it does stop moving down eventually. Okay, I see what it is. Touche. Alright, let's check that out. Give ourselves a little venti vent action. How about that waste stowage tank? Give ourselves a little vent on that. Potable inlet tank. Forgot to open that. That's fine. Yeah, that's still an issue. The unbalanced O2 tanks. Story of my life. Alright. That would pretty much complete day 1 into day 2. So that is sort of where we have left off. I'll do a little bit more time skipping. I think into around probably like 48 hours. And I think we'll stop there for the night. Good to be back. Good to be back with a nice IMU. Can finish off these tutorials. Can get started on the voyages right when I finish this series. Start writing the script, all that jazz. It is going to be great. Where are we at? On time 42. We can crank it up a little more. $46. Ah, look at that. Okay, so we've actually entered lunar sphere of influence way faster than expected. Or at least it is preventing us from time skipping now. Which means that we've got some kind of master alarm going on. No. We lost a fuel cell. No, it has just stopped us from time skipping. Battery charge, maybe? Yep, it was stopping because the battery charge was complete. That's actually a really nice feature. Oh, that's nice. Anyways, we'll truck us along. That's right, because when we do load into Lunar SOI, yep, we get kicked right back into the CM. All right, and that is where we're going to save. Stream Lunar SOI. And that's it. So thanks for hopping along. Hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll get started with those tutorial videos then coming up. So see you all later. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed. Hu Tao, I'm sorry you came in at the end. Oh no. Um, dang, that sucks. Well, if you would like, um, if you would like, maybe we could do something. Oh my gosh, look at that. My thing disconnected again, my stream thing. Going well, just watching this short section of the stream. What's next? Think should come soon before 1.0. I quite honestly, I don't know. Do you think that Reentry 1.0 will be better than NASP in certain areas? No. No offense to Petrie, but just no. What we can do is maybe do Apollo 10 or 10 frickin' maybe Apollo 13's campaign. Start with like the launch part of Apollo 13's campaign. Since you just got here, I would hate to end the stream right when someone just joined. Especially a frequent chatter, so about the deleted stream, what happened? It was quite frankly, I was on someone's stream trying to teach them how to fly reentry. They got mad. They didn't want to set any of the switches I was asking them to set, do a lot of the procedures, skipping over big parts of the checklist, kind of threw a temper tantrum and was very childish. And then I just sort of noped out. I was like, I don't want to deal with this. I'm gonna go, and they ended the stream and deleted it. So that's pretty much the long and short of that. That was not in VC. That was in literally a YouTube stream. But yeah, YouTube chat. Yep. So if if you want, we could do like the start of the Apollo 13 campaign, maybe the launch, or we can do a different game. Like I've got Star Trek Bridge Commander. Um, whatever floats your boat. I can do that for like a little bit. We can run like a scenario. One scenario. Do Gemini. What do you want me to do in Gemini? Should I Oh, I don't play KSP RO. I'm sorry. I cannot KSP. It's not the flying. The flying is easy. It's the building the rockets. I can't do that. Yeah. Cannot do that, unfortunately. I could speed run a docking in Gemini. Alternatively, I could show you guys something really cool, which is actually Polar Orbit Gemini. Polar Orbit Gemini. But like I said, I've got Star Trek Bridge Commander. I've got Vintage Story. Objects in Space. I've got Deep Rock Galactic. B-17, The Mighty Eighth. Could do Alien Isolation a little bit. Stationeers, if you want like a tour of my Stationeers base, I can do that. Space Shuttle 2007, is that what you want? We could do Space Shuttle 2007. Yeah, I just feel bad with a frequent chatter ending the stream right when they join. Oh, that sucks. So we'll push it out just a little bit more. We could do Space Shuttle 2007. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Yeah, sorry, I don't know what is up with, like, my chat just gets disconnected for some reason on my other device. May help if I switch the account to like my alt account, but I don't want to do that because that's cheating, right? That's like cheating a view and watch time. That is so unfair. But if it does like keep disconnecting the monitor of the chat, I will just do that because I am sick and tired of just YouTube's shit, to be honest. Pardon my French, but I really am sick and tired of their shit. So yeah, real quick, I'm just gonna go ahead and get that transferred over. We can go ahead and do a Space Shuttle 2007 mission. We could do them all in order. I will only fly one right now though, just because I did say that I was going to be in VC um in a little bit. Ah, jeez.
Please log in to mission control. Then you may start the mission at any time. Good luck.
All right. Holy smokes, that was loud. We're gonna bump that down just a bit. Jesus. Okay. Yeah, Discord. STS1. Let's see if I can't get this to stream. This always has issues. It doesn't detect on window capture. How about game capture? We got it on game capture. Will it display? It displays! Yes! Oh my gosh. There will be black bars down the side of the screen, if I remember correctly, just because of the resolution of this application. But I hope that that is, tolerable. Alright. Space Shuttle Mission 2007. That's what you all have requested as a little bonus to the end. Bearing in mind that everything in here is two-dimensional. Okay? So, don't come at me sideways for this. Alright, I'm just gonna Alt-tab real quick, make sure... you see? It's stuck on loading. Uh-huh. I do not have the Puron rocket. Let's sort of... Okay, hold on. Back to break, transition, game, back to Steam, to shuttle, Alt-tab in. Okay, let's do that. Let's try that out. Let's move the camera around and let's see if that gets broadcasted. Oh, looks like it. Okay. We're in. Sorry, these really old applications are they're just touchy, you know?
Columbia, this is launch control. Do you read?
Columbia, loud and clear. Over.
Copy that. Columbia, out. Columbia, pilot, do you read?
Roger that. Out.
Yeah, sorry. I already configured the comm panels on the pilot and commander and pilot panels, so that's why the voice happened right away. I did that before realizing I was like, hey, wait, I probably have to
Ready for abort advisory.
reinitialize. Abort advisory check. We've got it.
Houston, Columbia. We confirm.
Columbia, this is launch control. Give me comms check.
CDR. Roger. PLT. Copy that.
That's all we got on this shuttle because it's STS-1. Do I work for NASA? Oh no, I do not. I wish, but I don't. I don't live. I don't live there.
Columbia, this is launch control. Side hatch is secure.
Columbia, copy that.
Side hatch is secure. All right. There's an even older shuttle game that I really like. It's called Shuttle 98 or Shuttle 85 or maybe just called Shuttle. I can't remember, but it runs on MS-DOS. Is very good.
Columbia, this is launch control. Close cabin vent.
Cabin vent to inhibit. Roger.
All right. Excuse me.
Flight control. Columbia, cabin pressure nominal. Over.
Flight control, copy that.
Very good. Bring her down, bring her down, bring her down. You guys want to watch the launch internal or external?
We show 28 degrees, 36 minutes, 30.2, and 80 degrees, 36 minutes, 14.88 seconds west longitude. Columbia, over.
Wait confirm, Columbia.
Yeah, you guys want to watch the launch internal or external? That beeping is the master alarm. When you close the cabin vents, it causes rapid changes in the cabin pressure because the regulators kick on. So you do get a cabin atmosphere warning light for a split second. Internal, like in real life. Okay, so we won't be able to see the boosters fall off or anything like that then if that's the case.
Columbia, confirm oil pressure on.
Roger. Pressure on. Boiler.
Boiler N2 supply.
We confirm boiler. Power on. Over.
Roger that, Columbia. Out. Columbia, this is launch control. Over. Cabin vent, over.
Roger. Cabin vent. Flight control. Columbia. Cabin vent complete. Over.
We copy, Columbia.
RTLS, no.
Activate. Backup flight.
At least I don't think so.
Copy that.
I've never done it.
System to enable.
I've never done it. All right. We will copy the primary computer program into the backup flight system with item 25.
Flight control. Ops 1 to BFS complete.
Columbia, wait confirm.
Yeah, none of that. I mean, I can set the knob, but I've never. There's a lot of stuff that is not exactly implemented. And for weird reasons, some stuff that actually is. Like, take a look at this. Well, it takes a second. Yeah, like why? But yeah, just a little funny stuff.
Columbia, this is launch control. Over. Cabin vent.
We copy. Cabin vent to enable.
But mostly these are following the real life missions, so none of them had any of these abort situations, so
Flight control. Columbia. Cabin vent check. Complete. Over.
Columbia, we copy. Op 1, over.
Roger. Ops. 1.
Ops 101.
Ops. 101. Complete.
Spec 99. No GPC faults. Resume. Ops 101. Proceed.
We confirm. Flight plan loaded into OPS 1.
We copy, Columbia.
Okay, flight plan is loaded. We're almost ready for the launch bout.
Go for main propulsion system, power off.
Columbia,
MPS.
Roger. Main propulsion system. This is Columbia. We confirm main propulsion system to enable.
Copy that, Columbia. Columbia, ready for aboard advisory jet.
Roger. Check. Columbia. Houston. Roger. Abort advisory check.
Okay, caution warning memory bank clear. Abort advisory check is complete.
Columbia, this is launch control. T-minus 9 minutes and hold.
Columbia. Copy that. Out.
Give me comms check. Confirm go for launch. Payload manager.
Go for launch.
Shuttle engineering.
Looking good.
Weather.
We confirm. Go for launch.
Safety mission and insurance.
Yeah, go for launch.
CDR.
Roger.
PLT.
Copy that.
All right, we got the go. Come on. Give us the go.
Launch directory is go.
There we go.
Columbia, this is launch control. Resume countdown.
Copy that. Roger. Event time activated.
We are synced.
This is launch control. Track crew access arm active.
We confirm.
Go for APU restart.
All right, APU pre-start. ESS bus sources. Tie to those main bus. APU control power on. APU pre-start.
Columbia, wait confirm. Columbia, flight control. Go for APU start.
Go for APU start. Fuel tank valves open. Talkbacks white. APU 1, 2, and 3 start. Confirm APU pre-press. Hydraulic main pump pressure to norm. Confirm APU pressurizing. And we are at flight pressure. Hydraulic pressure light is extinguished. Circulation pumps off.
Columbia. Flight control. APU. Looking good. Over.
Columbia, looking good.
So I've tried installing flight gear about 100 times, and Artemis can
You are out. Internal power.
Copy that. Internal power.
Artemis can attest to this. They literally watch me do it on stream and try to install it, and no matter what I do, it never works.
This is launch control. APU jet deployed.
Roger. Flight control.
All right.
Initiate hydraulic jet. Over.
Roger.
Ooh, gimbal check. We gotta go outside for this one. Rudder check. We also do these control surfaces, but they're not modeled for some reason. Split tail check. Engine gimbals. There they go. And
This is launch control.
we're good.
Hydraulic jet complete.
Columbia. Houston, copy that.
No, Artemis is the name of a person.
This is launch control. Oxygen band close. Looking good. Columbia.
We confirm.
Artemis is the name of a person who is also subscribed here. All right, beanie cap.
Columbia. APU power off. To inhibit.
APU power off to inhibit. AC bus sensors to monitor only.
Close your visor, please.
Caution warning memory bank clear.
Columbia. Flight control. Hydrogen pressure on. You are go for launch.
Hydrogen pressure, and we're go for launch.
1 minute. 30 seconds and counting.
Now at T-minus 30 seconds and counting.
Here we go.
Fifteen seconds.
Begin countdown liftoff. 10, 9,
T-minus 10 would go for main engine start.
go for main engine
7,
start.
6, we have main engine start.
3,
3, 2,
3 good engines.
1, booster ignition and
Lift off.
Columbia.
Liftoff for America's first space shuttle. And the shuttle has cleared the tower.
Initiate roll maneuver.
Roll. Roll is in.
Roll maneuver complete.
Columbia, this is launch control. 3, engines looking good. 3, APU looking good.
Columbia. We confirm.
Columbia, Houston, go throttle down.
Roger.
Throttle down.
Throttle down.
We see that throttle down. Trajectory is looking good. We do see that pitch over. Horizontal situation looks good.
Columbia, Houston, go throttle up.
Throttle up.
Houston. Columbia. Go throttle up. Houston. Columbia. Max Q. Over.
Columbia, Houston, wait confirm. Max Q. Columbia, Houston, 2 minutes.
All right, standing by for SRB jettison.
Stand by, SRB separate.
Here we are.
Columbia, Houston, SRB separate. Complete.
Roger. SRB separation.
Time to main engine cutoff, 6 minutes, 30 seconds.
Altitude 210,000 feet.
It's really kind of a smooth ride now, comparatively. All right, evap out temperature. Just taking a look at the evaporator. Evap out temperature under 60, that's good. We need that flash evaporator while we're not having the radiators exposed.
Altitude 250,000 feet. Altitude 206,000 feet.
Looking good.
Columbia, Houston, negative return.
And there we go, negative return.
Altitude 206,000 feet.
About 3 minutes to go to main engine cutoff.
13,000 feet per second. Fifteen thousand feet per second.
The Earth in this game does look really good too. I'm not gonna lie.
Columbia, Houston, single engine press to Miko.
Alright, single engine press to Miko.
We copy.
Yeah, the Earth looks pretty good for a 2007 game, if I'm gonna be quite honest.
18,000 feet per second.
Ah, yes, hmm. That's interesting. Well, based on our H dot,
Columbia, Houston, prepare for MECO. Columbia, Houston, go throttle down.
based on our H dot, this is the correct orbit. The display just got weird. 2007, what do you will?
Houston, Columbia.
Engine cut off.
We copy Columbia, MECO on schedule. Columbia, Houston, external tank separation armed.
Here we go.
Houston,
External tanks up.
Houston, Columbia. External tank separation complete. Over.
Roger that. Columbia,
And now there is a whole ton of pre-mission stuff.
Houston, you are go for OMS burn.
Roger. 1S burn in progress. Houston, beginning altitude adjustments. Auto sequence start.
Roger, Columbia.
Houston, this is Columbia. 1S burn in progress.
Roger that. Columbia.
Houston, Columbia. Altitude adjustment complete.
Copy that. Columbia.
All right.
Columbia, Houston, confirm OMS burn.
Copy that. Houston, 1S burn in progress.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. We can see it affect our weight. There's our delta V to cutoff. And our component delta V's and our X, Y, and Z. And our current orbit. We could see we're raising our periapsis to 79, roughly. And then raising our apoapsis to about 110. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shutdown. And we can see that the the pressure gauging system kicks in after shutdown. And time to kick off flash evaporators stuff. Okay, backup flight control display off, and then AC bus sensor to auto trip. Tank heaters.
Columbia, go for tops. 105.
Switching to inertial reference. Loading ops 105.
Ops 105. Complete. Houston, beginning altitude adjustments. Auto sequence start.
Roger. Columbia.
Houston, this is Columbia. OMS burn in progress.
Roger that. Columbia.
Houston, Columbia. Altitude adjustment complete.
Copy that. Columbia.
No F-14 Tomcat? I don't even know what you mean. There's no F-14s up in space. At least I hope not.
Houston, Columbia. Dump complete.
Roger that. Columbia.
Alright, go for shutting down the engines. Engine power off. Helium isolation valves to computer controls. This GPC means general purpose computer. Get GPC control over the pneumatics. And now we will, what was it? Yes, the hydrogen pressure line vent open. We will stow the centerline latch. And we will close the umbilical doors. And there you can see they're closing.
Houston, Columbia. Umbilical doors. Close.
Roger that. Columbia.
Latch them in place.
We confirm APU. Power off.
Copy that.
And
Columbia.
shut down the APU. Can confirm. Bring down the pressure. There we go. Pressure's down. Shut down the APUs. APU shutdown. Good. Hydraulic press light on. Good. Tank valves closed. Controller power off. Boiler power off. Nitrogen supply to that boiler off. And we will begin the hydraulic circulation pumps so that we don't get sludge and all that nice stuff. We need to keep the hydraulics circulating, the fluid circulating, that is. And lastly, that's right, U to ground.
Columbia. Houston. Confirm OMS burn in progress.
Copy that. Houston.
OMS burn. Yep, there we go. We get the ignition. And we'll just do just a touch of time dilating here. Shutdown. All right. LH2, outboard and inboard drain valves open. OMS engines off.
Columbia. Dumping main propulsion system.
Ascent thrust vector control off. Engine interface units off. Master event controller off. Main propulsion system thrust vector control isolation valves close.
Houston, Columbia. Main propulsion system. Power off.
Copy. Main propulsion
Outboard to ground. Looks good here. We'll activate vernier thrusters. Flight control power on. And we'll get ourselves to 000. All right, there we go. The space shuttle, the maneuvering speed, quite frankly, has a lot to be desired. You know, this thing's got about the maneuverability of a bus.
This is Columbia. Altitude adjustment
So
complete.
time dilation
Columbia.
while we're doing those maneuvers, it keeps us sane, to be quite frank. Brake heaters to auto. And gas generator, fuel pump heaters. Lube oil line heaters for the APU. Tank fuel line and water heaters. And hydraulic heaters for our control surfaces. Forward RCS heater, ohms pod heaters, forward RCS jet heaters, cross feed lines, OMS or RMS heater, even though there is no RMS. Topping evaporator heater nozzles and the duct and the high load duct.
Thermal control system activated.
Houston, roger. Thermal control system.
Cut off the secondary life support supply. And we now get the joy of doing our water loop controls and our rate gyro assemblies. And accelerometers. I must be missing something over here. Nope. Okay, overhead aft. Ah, here we go. RGA, RGA, RGA.
Houston, mode ops. 201.
All right, GPC 5 to halt. Ops 201. Proceed.
201.
Major function to service mode. And then we go GPC CRT4. Execute. Ops 201. Proceed. GPC 3 to halt. Activate radiators. Radiator flow controllers and NH3 boilers and our Freon
Houston.
flow.
Control system to enable.
Copy that.
All
Columbia.
right. Ops 202, proceed.
2.
Item 3,
Complete.
item 1. Payload bay doors open.
Payload bay doors.
Why don't we get some light on the subject? There we go. Hello, Sherry. Time skip past X. My God. That just takes a ridiculous amount of time. Alright. Go to deploy the radiators. Releasing latches.
Roger. Deploy radiator.
Deploy radiators. Item 2. Initiate automatic fuel cell purging. This has to be done manually in Apollo. What an upgrade. Oh my gosh. Alright, let's make sure everything's good. Spec 69. Flow's great. Fuel cell's great. Generating about a block's worth of power. That's great. And how about the APU and thermal environment? And everything looks good. Alright. Yeah. Off, off, off,
Columbia,
off.
Houston, activate Star Tracker. Over.
Roger that. Houston.
Star trackers. Ugh, dang, if only it was daytime. Alright, and we'll get ourselves an IMU line, spec 22. Or, sorry, we get ourselves, got to turn on the star trackers first, to be honest. Item 3, item 4.
Houston. Columbia. Star Trek to enable.
Houston, copy that.
Alright, now we do our IMU line, spec 21, proceed, item 16, execute. And this just happens. It just happens. Yeah. GPS. And right aft. That's what it is. Right aft. And
Columbia,
bam.
Houston, deploy. KU engine.
Deploying Kubond.
Columbia. Roger out.
Alright. Kubond antenna is deployed. Take it to standby. Spec 33, item 2.
Columbia, Houston, you are looking good. Continue with mission procedures.
Roger. Houston. Over and out.
And we're set up. That's all she wrote for the pre-launch or for the launch and the preparing for orbit. It's quite a bit more intense than the command and service module, I'm not gonna lie. Takes a little bit more time. But unfortunately, that is all I personally have time for today, so I'm gonna go ahead and make a save, and we're just gonna title this one Stream. Gone ahead, we've made a save, ready to begin mission procedures. Unfortunately, that's all the time I have, so I will have to see you all later. Thanks for stopping by. Yep, I was happy to actually take out the space shuttle. It's been a really long time, so that was pretty good. And I'll definitely finish that off, probably at the start of some other stream I do. Just so that you can see the landing too. I like to just throw little random things in my stream sometime. It's at the beginning or the end for people to watch. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and do this some other time, finish off STS-1. And yeah, thanks for stopping by. And I really appreciate everyone that subscribed today and everyone that's been actively in the chat. It was a good time. Take care.